business aviation in Europe has found itself singled out as pressure grows for the sector to pull its weight in the continent-wide effort to decarbonize. Holger Krahmer is the new Secretary General of the European Business Aviation Association. He was once an elected member of the European Parliament and formerly worked in the automotive industry. Today, the group has around 750 members, and there are now around 4,000 business aircraft registered in Europe. The industry accounts for around 7 to 9% of flights in Europe, and less than 0.1% of worldwide carbon emissions. Krahmer wants business aviation to be seen as more of part of the climate change solution than part of the problem.
Business aviation is a little bit in between hated from the one side and simply neglected from the other side, because we have some special needs. We cannot take all the rules that are valid for commercial aviation. So that makes our life not even easier, but it is possible to do that. We need to sit on the tables. We need to make the regulator aware of the special needs. And to be honest, the business aviation does not need just help from regulators. We simply want to be respected as a significant part, an essential part of Europe's aviation landscape.
But the EBAA is concerned that European Union officials are failing to recognize that the industry can make a powerful contribution to tackling climate change. So it's taking a stand against its recent exclusion from the European Commission's definition of green economic activity.
The Commission made one decision that we simply don't understand. They excluded explicitly the business aviation as a sector to be considered as sustainable in that so-called taxonomy legislation. So we can't accept that because from our point of view the European Commission has simply not the right to discriminate a specific sector in its legislation. So why is that important? This taxonomy file is directed to the financial markets. It's about refinancing investments into aircraft, into manufacturing, into operation. And it could lead, not quite sure it's doing that, but it could lead to disadvantages for refinancing the sector. And this is something we have to question to the Commission. There was not much explanation. From my point of view, there is a little bit of an ideological approach behind that, because business aviation will very often seen as not the proper part of the society. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have to be an association and also as a sector to be louder, because a lot of politicians and political stakeholders simply have no understanding what is behind business aviation. That we have 400,000 employees in Europe around that. Medical flights are included into that. Politicians themselves using that just for time efficiency. So that was a very harsh decision without a proper justification and communication.
European business aircraft operators have sought to embrace the use of sustainable aviation fuel, insofar as it's available today. But it wants to see greater flexibility in the European Commission's Refuel EU policy to mandate SAF availability and use.
Refuel EU is a relevant part and a significant part of this Green Deal legislation package. We support the objectives of Refuel EU. Mainly there are mandates to use sustainable aviation fuels, the quota. As EBAA, we are committed to fulfill this quota, and not even just that, we are willing to go beyond. So we published a plan some weeks ago that we are willing to go in forefront to over-fulfill these quotas. But the legislation as such needs an addition, because especially for business aviation, as we usually operate in remote airports, small airports where these sustainable fuels are not yet properly available. We need a so-called book and claim system, what is a flexibility system that allows operators to buy sustainable fuels also in places where it's not available and to bring that into the system. So the Commission is really asked to act here. If these quotas, which is laid down in the legislation, will be successful. And for us it's important that the sustainable aviation fuels are the key technology, the key tool to decarbonize aviation. We need to bring that to success. We need to ensure that it is available in significant amounts, and therefore an additional flexibility tool like book and claim is really needed.
Thousands of people earn their livings in business aviation today. contributing to their local economies. Yet they're increasingly finding themselves in the firing line from protesters who in some cases are as agitated about wealth inequality as they are about climate change.
What we need to do as a sector is to make clear more than ever before for what this sector is and where the merits of this sector is. It's not about rich people's toys, it's about time efficiency. You have people in responsibility and in charge of a company where time efficiency is everything every day, and that can be met by commercial aviation, therefore we need it. And what the protesters forget, that also the medical flights are a part of the business aviation landscape. Yeah? We have in Europe 70,000, around that, 70,000 flights per year just for medical purposes. If we would eliminate the business aviation from the map, you would also eliminate that. Yeah, and that we shouldn't forget. And there was a tendency in the recent years, but my perception for a lot of the players of the business aviation, to hide the business. Yeah, I think this time is over. We should make clear for what is there, telling the people and the outside world we are a proper part of the aviation landscape. We are also very often, technology-wise, a front leader of technologies. Business aviation is a test bench for new technologies that flowing in then into other aviation. And that needs to make clear. That's where we have to be a little bit more louder and clearer on that, what we are doing.